What's up, Supreme Squad? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Y'all saw the thumbnail, so you know exactly why you're here. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. Before we get started, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell because that is how others find me right here on YouTube. Then head over to my Instagram and my IG. Follow me over there at DYANAROZAY. And on Facebook, I go by DYANAROZAY Real Talk. I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me. So let's get started on today's news, okay? Because, baby, I know a lot of people are acting like they are in shock or surprised. But when I tell you that the production team and the cast, some members of the cast anyway, have been at odds, basically waging war with each other since before season 15 even started. I have to jog y'all memories. We are going to talk about it. First up, though, I want to give you these two stories because they showed up on my screen in my on my timeline. Check out this right here, okay? Dressed in this black midriff top, these jogging pants that she probably got from Walmart since she's been selling absolutely everything, all of her designer handbags, her shoes, the kids' shoes, Croy shoes. That is Kim Zolciak, okay? It looks like she may be wearing a hospital band too, and there are no rings on her finger. Fingers are literally ringless. Last week, Croy went on back down to the courthouse and refiled for divorce. And he didn't change a thing either. He said, I am still asking for full possession of the home, full custody of the kids. I want child support and spousal support. And Kim is standing outside of a church, you guys. Okay, that's right, a church. At least that's whoever took this picture. That's what they told Page Six when they sent that when they sent this picture over to them. They said she was standing outside of a church, distraught, crying, and yeah, when she was done, she walked right back on inside and asked somebody for some prayer and healing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. We haven't seen any or heard anything from Croy since news broke that he refiled, but they are definitely going through it. And a lot of people thought that maybe they were faking everything for a storyline. Not so sure that is the case anymore, but you guys can let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? Yeah, that's one story. And my next story is Nene Leakes, formerly of RHOA, and Mariah Huq, formerly of Married to Medicine. Y'all know she had to take Bravo right on down to the courthouse too, to reclaim some things. She is the creator of Married to Medicine, and she casted for Married to Medicine. She said she did some writing and some other things, and she said that Bravo tried to write her on out, close her out of her intellectual property. But they ended up making a deal that she said she was very happy with. And these two got together over the weekend and had themselves a hearty key about this lawsuit that Bravo is in. Y'all know over 100 and something people have signed on to this lawsuit. They are claimants, basically claiming racism, um, revenge unsafe, unhealthy working conditions, mentally, spiritually, physically, claiming that they were fed alcohol, sleep deprived, food deprived in order to get certain scenes. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. What do you think they were talking? Well, we know what they were talking about, but I really wish that somebody overheard them. Nene actually posted, and I believe she also deleted. She said, if you guys saw me over the weekend screaming, howling, laughing, she said, I was having a good time. Please forgive me. I wish I was nearby, child, because I would have loved to have heard some of those insider secrets that the two of them were sharing in that moment. It had to be juicy, right? But let's talk about these faceless peaches, okay? Y'all know Love B. Scott dropped a story last night around a little bit before midnight where he said RHOA is about to get a reboot, and that every member of the cast was going to be replaced. And it has been the shot heard around social media. Everybody is talking about it. They are still talking about it, blaming everybody everybody they can think of for it. Okay. And a lot of fans are they're, upset too. Listen, people don't want it to happen. Some people are like, it's needed. What I can say is that absolutely nobody over there on Bravo, not Andy Cohen, not one member of of the cast, the OGs, Kenya, Kandi, Sheree, not one person has come out to debunk the story or say, listen, it's just clickbait. You guys, everything is fine. So this story has legs and it is going. It's even been posted on Entertainment Tonight. OMFG Reality TV posted this. They said even ET is reporting it. The Real Housewives of Atlanta is heading for a major cast shakeup or possible reboot, sources say. And we've heard this before that, at least for the last 7 seasons, that the RHOA is going to get a reboot. But like I said, not in this way, not in the listen, it happened to New York. Now it's going to happen to RHOA. It's going to happen to Atlanta too. Let me read you guys just a little bit from Love B. Scott, and then we're going to get into some things. Well, first, I want to play you this. Let's play this audio first, and then we'll get into the article. This is Kandi Burruss. She had this to say just a week ago when she was asked, what's needed? Like, do you think there's going to be a reboot for RHOA? This is what she had to say.
Atlanta is different. I don't feel like you can do the same thing with Atlanta that you did with New York, just totally drop everybody and start all over. But I feel that, yes, of course, you can add some new people.
So everybody has been giving their opinion on who should come back. They've all green lighted. Please bring Portia back. Please bring Nene Leakes back if possible. All of these people have been asked back except for Phaedra. Nobody wants Phaedra back, but she's on Married to Medicine right now. But the old cast have been saying, listen, we realize that we got some holes. We could definitely use some of the old people who helped this show be great. Like I've told you guys already, RHOA is the reason Bravo sits on the throne it sits today. Okay. But anywho, this is what Love B. Scott had to say. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about what was happening before season 15 even premiered. Okay. So it starts with out with the old and in with the new. The Real Housewives of Atlanta is all but officially getting a complete makeover. Sources exclusively tell Love B. Scott, that production made the call to recast the entire show at some point during the taping of season 15 of the season 15 reunion. So during the taping of the reunion, which by the way is already rumored to only have 2 parts instead of 3, they said, listen, we're done. We need new blood. Okay. It goes on to say a source close to production tells us that Bravo is beyond thrilled with the reception recently received for the reboot of Real Housewives of New York. The very people that Kandi was talking about in that audio. She said, Bravo cannot do to Atlanta what they did to New York. In this article, they said, we can and we will. They said that the entire production cast is on board to do just that, and that the network is very pleased with Potomac and Married to Medicine. So basically letting the girls over there know you don't have to worry about anything. It is RHOA that we have problems with. They said they're looking for fresh and new peaches, which sounds like shade, fresh and new, and that they have already been quietly reaching out to managers and agents looking for new girls. They said there is no interest in bringing back any old faces, including Portia Gubadia and this one right here, Kim Zolciak. They said you can keep them. Okay, that's probably why Kim was outside the church. But they said we're not bringing them back either. Even though they said it is possible that they can bring 2 old people back as friends. They called out Kim and Portia as, they won't be the ones. Okay. They also said that RHOA has been notoriously difficult to cast. And because of that, they may have to shut the entire show down and then cast and then bring it back. So they're looking to do a hiatus even. They said they're willing to do whatever it takes. Jeez Louise. They also went on to say that Kenya Moore has been very vocal about her alleged storylines being cut. She said that her salon, the grand opening for her salon was cut, and that her Brooklyn's birthday party was cut. She said that both of those events had all of the cast there, and she was really shocked and surprised and even upset that they cut those scenes. So interesting. And she also said that she considered her grand opening to be major marketing. So, because I was going to say, I haven't seen this salon marketed in any other capacity. So maybe she was only going to use the show for marketing, which seems weird. I know that Sheree made the announcement that she exclusively used Kenya Moore hair care, but it's shocking that she wouldn't do something more like even an online commercial for the salon, but she has not done that yet. Which means if she didn't do it, is that not a real storyline? We will see. Because I'm telling you guys, there's a whole lot that went on prior to, okay, and even within. But anyway, let me go on and finish this article. They said that Kenya and Kandi, both ladies are making around 100,000 each per episode. And they said that their salaries, by the way, there were 16 episodes this season. So that was over $1 million and some change, right? 16 episodes. That's good money. But they're saying both of their salaries could recast the entire show by themselves. So they're saying that they would save some money, which who cares about them saving money when they are $1 billion industry and they truly don't pay the talent that they have enough anyway, which is why this whole lawsuit started. So, anywho, I could care less about the wigs that sit behind those desks because they could pay those girls more considering how they use them. But y'all let me know what y'all think about these headless peaches. Do y'all think, what do y'all think is going to happen here? Are y'all for the reboot or are you against the reboot? Is this music to your ears or nah? Let me know, okay? Now let's talk about the war that was waged prior to this season premiering, season 15 premiering. I don't know if you guys remember, but Kenya Moore was the first to say, you guys aren't going to like the season. She told viewers, I don't think fans are going to like the show. She said she didn't like the show. This one is different. That's what she said. And since then, she's come out and just called everybody out and saying that they had a fake storyline. Courtney, we don't know why you're here. Drew and Ralph, ugh, we don't know why you're here. The story about what the nanny slash cook in that $1,000 lawsuit. Why is this such a big deal? Drew is overly dramatic. We don't know why she's here. She called out Sheree and Martell. So did Kandi for having a fake storyline. I think Kandi said, if you're getting a dick, that's one thing, but this storyline, fake under no circumstances. Because she even said they're giddy when they're with each other. But listen, they have absolutely no chemistry on screen at all. You know who do have chemistry though? Sheree and Bob. Sheree and Bob were a good time this season. They had plenty of chemistry. Who else was a good time when we saw them on screen? These two, Marlo and Scottley, even though, again, I believe both Kandi and Kenya said they had fake storylines. And they said that the storyline with her nephews was fake as well. But yeah, they called them out and said they had fake storylines. This is while the season is either they're filming or prior to it going on air. All of the cast was calling out other cast members for fake storylines. When has that happened? Not the viewers, but the cast themselves. They did it before the show, they did it while the show was on. Interesting, right? Who else got called out for a fake storyline? Oh, and let me say this. Sheree and Martell were so dry that Martell wasn't even seen in the season finale. So he did show up. He was Sheree's date. Okay. There's pictures of him there. But Sheree had to walk the red carpet by herself and photograph by herself. They did not let Martell on. What do y'all think about that? Let me take these headless peaches down. And we know these girls need the money. They all need the money at this point. I know people are going to say it doesn't matter if Kandi doesn't get a reboot, or if she doesn't come back on the season. It's okay if this person, listen. $1 million is a lot of money to lose. $1 million+ is a lot of money to lose. Okay, you build a lifestyle around the money you get. So for that to just disappear, yeah, I don't know how you guys budget, but that's not how things work ever. So they would all miss it, and it may be the reason why no one's talking about it, because they don't, they really don't know what's going to happen. Kenya's already said that she wanted to come back. She said that in the Carlos King interview. She said losing me would be a mistake. When he asked her, do you think they're trying to get rid of you? She said losing me would be a mistake. And I know my fans would love for me to come back, and I would like to come back. So she said that out loud. Kandi has said it too. She said it as recently as that interview I just played for you guys. We can't be lost. Like, they can't do to us what they did to New York. So they're really hoping that the fans, I'm sure, cause a stink to stop this from moving forward. What else was said? Let me make sure I get everybody who complained. I told you they blew up their storyline. Oh, the other thing, Kenya, besides Kenya coming out and saying no one's going to like this season and everybody tearing through everybody's storyline, Kandi did the same thing. She came out and she apologized ahead of the season, saying that fans may not like her getting into it with Marlo and the things that she said to Marlo. Now, when I watched that scene, it was a regular scene for me with Kandi. One of Kandi's most iconic lines is, "Don't make me drag you in this bitch." Remember, she said that to what's her name? Mallory. Remember, she said that to Mallory, that is Cynthia Bailey's sister, when Mallory shoved the hell out of Todd. She pushed him so hard that he almost flew into the air. He looked like he, hydroplaned through the air. But anyways, after she did that, Kandi screams that to her, "Don't make me drag you in this bitch," because she really wanted to fight her after that. Iconic. The things that she was saying to Marlo was right on par with that. We've seen your mama say the same thing, Kandi. So fighting for you guys isn't a big deal. What did become a big deal later was that some people accused Kandi of outing or trying to out Drew Sidora as being bisexual. People were saying they didn't understand why she was pushing so hard for Drew to admit she had kissed Forever Latoya, bringing Forever Latoya onto her YouTube show. And then also what recently happened with Courtney on Sunday. Courtney coming out and also outing, so to speak, Drew Sidora. It just seemed really raggedy. Again, some people were saying she shouldn't have done it. Others were saying Drew's on a reality TV show, and it's fair play. It is what it is. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. I'm just letting you know that all of this stuff was being leaked ahead of time, and it wasn't being leaked like, girl, wait till you see. It was being leaked like, this is the worst season of all times. Kenya said that, and others have said it. Okay. What else happened that needed to be told? They also said that when Kenya fell, that wasn't all 100% on the up and up, that she basically just removed herself from filming that day because she was embarrassed, and that the producers did not, help her up because she has such a poor attitude or energy with the cast. And now, speaking of poor attitude and energy, let me post this. Check that out. They said that the story producing for RHOA is trash, while Eric Fuller, who is the executive producer, people are saying that Eric Fuller and Kenya are at odds with each other. But they said that he is the executive producer. However, he's not the one who determines the outline story or the story producer. That happens to be the senior story producer. Her name is Michelle Spinnick, and the story producer, her name is Jackie Hubert. Then they said, y'all flop bad. This season is awful. So they have went after Eric Fuller for the last couple of weeks. This man had to shut down his social media pages because he was getting so much backlash from the season. I think that they are all aware that they weren't getting a honest story from people. And even though the producer's job is to help that story come to life on the show, I think they believe that the cast didn't do what they were supposed to do. So since they couldn't help them take the stories they had into the next season, because let's face it, nobody wants this to go into next season. Again, if anything was interesting to go into the next season, it would have been, excuse me, it would have been Sanya and Ross, and maybe Sheree and Bob, seeing Sheree as a grandmother, or maybe even seeing Sheree and Bob flirt with each other again, because like I said, they have more chemistry than anything that she's ever shown on screen with Martell. And then even, hate to say it, I know a lot of people didn't like her, but Marlo and Scott Lee also could carry over to the next season. Kandi, what was her storyline this season? I think they tried to discuss the incident that happened at her restaurant, but that really didn't go anywhere. And then, of course, they had the movie that came out on Sunday, The Pass. But how does that carry over to the next season? It doesn't. She did initially talk about doing some sort of therapy with her, Todd, and her mother, but she said it didn't happen. So that doesn't carry over. And nobody else's storyline carries over from there either. That's it. It's done. Kaput, kapow, capiche. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I personally think that they were all aware of it when they said that these producers were already calling management and talent agencies trying to find new casting. I think they were aware of it. I think they've been aware of it from the beginning because, from what I'm understanding, I've heard Nene Leakes say you're supposed to pitch your story to producers, and that's what they bring to the screen. If you pitch your story and that story isn't, making a wave while they're filming, they're going to drop the story. They're going to drop the story, right? The biggest thing that's happening in Kenya's life is her having a baby with the embryos of her ex-husband, but we don't get to hear or see anything more about her ex. So when people were talking to her about it, we didn't really have his perspective. So I don't know. You know how these people are. They want the drama. But y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comment section, okay? That's all I have for y'all. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, and I will see you all on the next one.